Killer doll comes back to life for a third time? Watch till the end to see what happens. Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today I'm going to explain the horror movie called Child's Play 3. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. The movie began with the Play Pals company staff discussing the downfall of the good guy doll because of Andy Barcaley, and they planned on restarting the production and reopening the factory after facing multiple backlash and negative publicity. But according to Mr. Sullivan, the CEO of the company, the story of Andy was now just a memory. Before Mr. Sullivan left the meeting, a newly produced Chucky was given to him as a gift. When he went home, Chucky came to life and started messing with Mr. Sullivan by turning off the TV, hiding the remote, and putting two good guy dolls on an office chair. He was then hit on the head with a golf bat and thrown a dart on his back. He was then finally killed when he was strangled and killed using the string of a yo-yo. Chucky then looked up Andy on the computer and found out that he was sent to a military school. After Andy, now 16 years old, struggled in several foster homes, he was transferred to Kent Military School. The commandant of the school, Colonel Cochran, asked him about his life as a foster child and called him a troublemaker upon hearing his life story. He then advised Andy to put his fantasies about the doll to rest upon entering the school. When Andy was getting a haircut, he met Ronald Tyler, an 8-year-old cadet who had just finished getting his. Andy then got to his room and found his roommate, Harold Aubrey Whitehurst, inside a closet with his hands and legs tied and his mouth stuffed with clothing. He explained that it was Lieutenant Colonel Shelton's doing, a god in the academy. When they went in formation, he was bullied by the cruel lieutenant because of his cluelessness in terms of military protocols. He then met Kristen Da Silva, a cadet, who had the guts to insult Shelton back, and he was immediately in love with her. Tyler went to the post office to get mail but didn't receive one. Instead, he was requested to deliver a package to Andy. Tyler struggled to carry the package since he was small and the package was big. When the paper of the package ripped when it fell down the stairs, he was overjoyed when he realized that the package was a good guy doll, so he took it to the armory and opened the package himself. Chucky then came to life and burst from the box, and he was disappointed when he found Tyler and not Andy. Tyler wasn't terrified at all, thinking that Chucky was a normal talking doll but more improved. Chucky then remembered that he could possess the person who first knew about his true identity, so he befriended Tyler in order for him to possess his body. On the shooting range, Andy fell harder when Kristen taught him how to properly shoot a rifle. Chucky was in the middle of doing the ritual when a group of higher-ups entered the room. Cochran then scolded Tyler for playing with dolls and confiscated the doll. Andy was in the field doing drills when he was once again punished and put aside when he suddenly saw the officer carrying Chucky, and he was shocked. The officer threw Chucky into a garbage truck. Chucky escapes by luring the driver into the truck's compactor and crushing him. Later that evening, Chucky managed to enter Andy's room, hiding in a chest. While Andy was busy unpacking, Chucky, with a knife in hand, popped out under the bed, making Andy jump in fear. Chucky then revealed his intention to possess Tyler. Andy then attacked him, banging his head on the floor repeatedly, but Shelton entered and grabbed the doll from him and took it with him to his room. In the middle of the night, Andy snuck into Shelton's room to claim Chucky back and destroy him. Chucky then popped up behind Andy, making Andy jump onto Shelton's bed, resulting in him waking up. He confronted Andy as to what his intentions were in entering his room, and then he discovered that the doll was missing. Shelton made all the cadets perform exercises as punishment because he thought the doll was stolen. During the exercises, Andy was reprimanded by his fellow cadets. Chucky then attempted to possess Tyler again and went to his room in the middle of the night, but all he saw was a note from Tyler inviting him to play a game of hide and seek. Chucky chased Tyler all around the campus, going to Cochran's office, but the moment that he found him, Kristen and her other friend also entered the office to look for Andy's files. They then found Tyler in the closet with Chucky. Kristen took Chucky from Tyler and applied lipstick to his lips, when suddenly they heard Cochran walking towards the office. They quickly exited, leaving Chucky behind. When Cochran found Chucky, he tossed him in the trash. Later, Chucky surprised Cochran with a knife in hand, unintentionally shocking him and causing him to die of a heart attack. The next morning, while they were having a meal, Andy went to Tyler's table and tried to convince him that Chucky was evil, but Tyler refused to believe him because he thought Charles was his friend. Sergeant Botnick, the camp barber, was done giving Whitehurst a haircut when he found Chucky in his cupboard. For laughs, he decided to give Chucky a buzz cut, but Chucky slashed his throat with a razor. While Chucky was laughing at the barber's death, Whitehurst went down and witnessed the murder scene and saw Chucky. The school's annual war games were still pushed through as planned in honor of the colonel's passing. Cadets were divided into two teams, red team and blue team, where Andy, Kristen, and Whitehurst belonged to the blue team. Andy noticed that Whitehurst looked terrified when he went in formation. Andy immediately knew that it was Chucky. Before the war game began, Chucky replaced all paint bullets of the red team with live ammunition. When they all went to their campsites, Kristen pulled Andy in the middle of the woods and made out with him. When he went back to his tent with Whitehurst, he showed him the Shelton's map that he stole to find the other team's campsite to warn Tyler. When Andy went to the campsite, he found Tyler nowhere. Chucky already brought Tyler to the middle of the woods to perform the ritual. Tyler stabbed Chucky with a pocket knife after finally realizing that he was evil and ran to look for Andy. When the rest of the troops found out Andy had the map, they went to look for him. Kristen was in charge to looking for Andy and was kidnapped by Chucky. When Andy was caught by the troops, Tyler came running and explained that Charles was trying to kill him. Chucky then used Kristen's walkie-talkie and pretended that he was one of the troops. Andy is coerced by Chucky to switch Tyler for De Silva. Shelton is killed by one of the bullets fired by the red team after the blue team, and red team arrive on the scene and start firing. In the confusion, Tyler manages to flee. The arguing cadets are attacked by a grenade thrown by Chucky. Whitehurst climbs onto the grenade and jumps to his death in order to save the others. Tyler then ran to a nearby circus to seek help. He found a security guard and sought help from him, when suddenly he pulled out Chucky to make him feel better. Andy and Kristen went after Tyler, and when they entered the guard's tent, he was lying dead on the floor. Tyler was taken hostage by Chucky, who made him enter a horror ride. After Chucky shoots De Silva in the leg, she instructs Andy to go face him alone. Chucky was about to perform the ritual on an unconscious Tyler, but Andy managed to shoot him, making him discontinue the ritual. When Andy managed to climb up the hill to rescue Tyler, Chucky attacked him from behind, but he used a pocket knife to stab Chucky and throw him down a huge metal fan. The movie ended with Kristen being brought to the hospital and Andy being taken by the police.